It's night. You're outside. Everything is quiet, still. Then you hear Italo, vibrating hum. It's not loud, but it feels heavy, like it's resonating deep inside your bones. You look up, a helicopter. But there are no lights, no markings, and it's flying lower than any aircraft should. Just as you think it's gone, you notice something else. A black car, parked down the street. 2 figures inside, they're just watching. Black helicopters. Men in black. These are 2 pieces of a puzzle that's been hidden in plain sight for decades. Tonight, we're putting those pieces together. The first major wave of black helicopter sightings exploded across the American Midwest in the 1970s. Ranchers began reporting something deeply disturbing. Mysterious cattle mutilations, organs were being removed with surgical precision, but there was no blood and no tracks left behind. And right after each incident, witnesses claimed the same thing happened. Unmarked black helicopters appeared over their property, flying low, silent, circling. Some people said they were chased by them. Others reported the helicopters hovering directly above them, as if they were being scanned. At the same time, UFO sightings were skyrocketing across the country, and it seemed that wherever someone reported a UFO, a black helicopter wasn't far behind. Was it just a coincidence, or was it surveillance? By the late 70s, the phenomenon took another strange turn. People who reported seeing UFOs weren't just seeing helicopters anymore. They were getting visitors. 2 men, always in black suits. Their faces were emotionless. They carried no identification. They would ask pointed questions. They would issue vague but menacing warnings. And somehow, they knew details about the witnesses and their sightings that no one else should know. Witnesses began to notice a chilling pattern. The black helicopters always seemed to appear before or after the men in black arrived. Sometimes it was hours before, sometimes just minutes. It was as if the helicopters were the advance scouts, and the MIB were the cleanup crew. And this is where things get really unsettling. The technology. Witnesses consistently describe these black helicopters in ways that defy our understanding of modern aviation. They fly lower than Federal Aviation Administration regulations allow. They move slower than physics should permit a helicopter to fly without falling. They make almost no sound, sometimes appearing completely silent. They have no visible tail numbers or identification markings. Experienced pilots have stated that this is impossible. Military experts say that no known helicopter in any official inventory can perform these feats. Yet thousands of witnesses, from ordinary civilians to police officers, even active duty soldiers, all describe the exact same impossible machine. If the men in black aren't entirely human, maybe their aircraft aren't either. One of the most chilling patterns in black helicopter reports is pursuit. Drivers on lonely, empty highways have reported these helicopters descending so low they could see into the cockpit only to find no pilot inside. Hikers have claimed they were followed for miles through remote wilderness. UFO witnesses say helicopters have hovered just outside their homes for hours on end. In one incredible case, a man in Arizona reported seeing a triangular UFO. The very next morning, a black helicopter chased his truck for 12 miles, flying so low it kicked up massive dust clouds. When he finally pulled over, the helicopter stopped too, hovering, watching. Then, it shot straight up into the air naturally fast and vanished into the clouds. No government agency ever claimed responsibility for the incident. No flight logs ever existed for that helicopter. Just like the men in black, these machines leave no trace. When journalists started asking questions about black helicopters, the government's response was simple and direct. They don't exist. But that answer creates more problems than it solves. Military helicopters are required by law to have identification numbers. They must follow registered flight paths. They have to file flight logs. And they must use lights when flying at night. The black helicopters break every single one of these rules. And when asked who owns them, the story is always the same. No branch of the military claims them. No intelligence agency admits to using them. No official records of their existence can be found. A machine that flies, but officially doesn't exist. Sound familiar? Now, let's get into the specific cases where black helicopters and men in black appeared together as part of the same event. In an Ohio abduction case, a woman reported seeing a bright craft hovering over a cornfield. The next morning, a black helicopter hovered over her house for nearly 20 minutes. That very afternoon, 2 men in black knocked on her door. They knew her name. They knew exactly what she had seen. And they told her to forget the lights. Then there's the Colorado researcher. A dedicated UFO investigator claimed he was followed by a black helicopter for 3 days straight. On the 4th day, 2 MIB confronted him in a parking lot. They told him that his research was over. He quit the field the next week and never spoke of it again. And in a terrifying encounter in the Nevada desert, a group of campers filmed a strange object in the night sky. Hours later, a black helicopter landed near their campsite. 2 men in black suits stepped out. They weren't soldiers, they weren't pilots. Witnesses said they didn't even look quite human. The campers fled in terror. When they returned, the footage was gone. So, who controls the black helicopters? The question has haunted researchers for decades, and 3 major theories have emerged. The first is that they belong to a secret government program, a classified agency operating above the military, above intelligence, in total secrecy. A black budget project hidden from all public oversight. The second theory is that the helicopters are built from extraterrestrial technology, that they are reverse engineered from crashed UFOs, using alien propulsion and stealth systems. This would certainly explain their silent flight, their impossible maneuvers, and the reports of them flying with no visible pilots. But the third and most extreme theory is that the helicopters belong to the men in black themselves. This theory suggests the MIB are not human, and neither are their machines. The helicopters are simply another tool in their arsenal, way to monitor, to intimidate, and to erase. When you look at the evidence, a clear pattern emerges, a protocol that researchers have documented time and time again. First, there's a UFO sighting. This is followed by black helicopter surveillance. And finally, a visit from the men in black, resulting in witness intimidation or the disappearance of evidence. It's a cycle, a system. The helicopters gather the data. The MIB handled the witness. They are two parts of the same, terrifying machine. So, what are black helicopters? Are they secret government aircraft? Are they built with alien technology? Are they a tool of the men in black? The truth is, no one knows for sure, but one thing is certain. Where there are UFOs, black helicopters often follow, and where black helicopters appear, the men in black are rarely far behind. So the next time you're outside at night and you hear that low, vibrating hum in the sky, don't just look up, look around you. Because if that helicopter is watching you, someone else probably is too. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy exploring the unexplained, be sure to subscribe for more.